Responding to gasoline tanker emergencies on the interstate is a very complex emergency that we deal with. There are numerous factors that go into it that may cause a delay in opening the highway after one of these rollovers occurs. There are several things involved that make the situation extremely dangerous. Number one, gasoline is a flammable liquid that poses a threat to the citizens as well as the firefighters. Secondly, the amount of liquid that are carried in a tanker can be up to about 9,000 gallons. So when these tankers roll over, what hasn't been spilled onto the highway, posing a threat with flammability, needs to be transferred from one tank to another. So in order to do that, we have to do several things. The first thing we need to do is to get another tanker from the responsible party on scene. And that can cause a significant delay because we don't know where the tanker's coming from and we don't know how long it's going to take it to get through traffic. So we need to get a tanker en route for us to transfer the product to, and it needs to be a compatible tanker. The second thing that we'll do is that we'll ground and bond the original tanker that's been damaged. And that's to minimize any static charge that might ignite the flammable liquid that's inside or that's leaked onto the ground. After the tanker arrives that we're going to pump off the product into, then we're going to also need to ground and bond that tanker, and then we'll need to bond the tankers to each other to again minimize any kind of spark that might cause an ignition source. Once the tanks have been grounded and bonded and given some time to relax, then we'll start the process of drilling. We need to drill each pot that's on the tanker, and there can be up to 4 or 5 pots per tanker. So we may have to drill twice into each pot in order to get all the product out of that tank. So once we've drilled, we'll insert a tube into it and use a transfer pump to pump the gasoline from one tanker to the other tanker. And once it's all been transferred from the damaged overturned tanker to the responsible party's tanker, then they can remove the product from the scene, and then the cleanup process begins. And then we'll transfer the scene over to Virginia State Police and to VDEM, Virginia Department of Emergency Management, for remediation efforts.